Good morning.
Yay. Today we are talking about a big piece of changing mindset and something you can do to just keep on track, right? Because now it's halfway through March and people
I
did.
can't even believe it.
I know. And so we started the year with our, these are the words of our year. What was yours?
Expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I was going to up level everything I'm doing.
you are.
I'm working on it. I'm working on
You
it.
are.
I didn't up level the hairdo today, but other than
Mine
that,
either. Mine's a
I'm
little
working.
rough, but I get to go
Uh,
see Billy. I've got my hairdresser Billy, and today he and I get to talk. So this is what it is this morning for Doctors in Demand, but it will look very
but the
glamorous.
after is going to be amazing. And so, then you kind of come into the new year, you're all psyched, you've got this vision of what the year is going to be, you're like, woohoo, I'm doing it. And then life happens, right? So that's why we really like this idea of doing a vision board at this time of year, because it brings you back to what's really important to you, getting rid of the distractions, and it makes you mindful of where you want to be, right?
And it's such a great tool. We're talking about vision boards and it's such a impactful tool for those of us that don't drop into creativity that much. So Kara and I both are much more in analytics and doing things and tasking and getting things done and working with patients. And that's us. You're listening and you have your own stuff, but neither Kara or I have a lot of time in a week where we're doing something creative because we're walking our dogs or outside is our creativity or looking at flowers or and I think that's probably the same for the majority of our patients and clients we work with. There's not a ton of creative time. I always tell my daughter, like, she's an artist in art class, like, it's just such a gift that you have. She complains sometimes about art class and I'm like, oh my God, you literally get like an hour and a half, 3 times a week or whatever it is to drop into your process. That's so awesome. So the thing about when you drop into a visual creative process, different things come than if you're sitting down and goal setting or writing. That's much more employing your analytical brain. When you're doing something visual or creative, you're just using a different part of your brain, something different in your subconscious. So I was at my good friend Zamira's house, and if she's watching this, hi. And we did vision boards. I think this was a couple weeks ago. And we did do it for the season. And it's fascinating when there were 8 women or so doing it. Everybody's looked totally different. Yeah, which is just so cool. You're spending time going through magazines and you're pulling out images that are drawing to you and words that draw you, and you're starting to put stuff together. What I love here, Kara, is this is Sicily.
Oh.
And Kara and I are going on a trip to Sicily in September. Woo, woo, it's getting closer. But I was like, I want to have it to just look at, like, this is such a goal. And we have a lot of other goals. But, there's just things where it was like, okay, I want to feel glamorous with my friends and have kind of fun. And, you just look and it sits there and it acts as a way to inspire me and to help me make decisions. Because if I look at it and I think, does that fit into my vision of what I'm wanting to draw in this year? And it doesn't.
Like, if someone asks you, can you hop on this board, or can you help out with this, or can you sign on for this new role? You can kind of see, like, is this getting me closer to all of these things and the feeling and the vibe I want in my life? Or is this just me saying yes because I'm a yes person? And so that's a really good way of doing it. And those are distractions. So many people listening can identify that thing that just makes them tired, that they do and they feel obligated to do. And it's keeping them away from this kind of stuff, creating where you want your life to be. Because we're big into life design in that, if your day to day is exhausting and you just are hitting a wall and you're having a hard time mentally getting through it, things need to change. So that's why sort of the first step of that is to identify, I can change things. I can do whatever I want in my life. Like, let's figure out how I can do it and make it fit with my family, with my goals. And a lot of it is communication, but mostly it's communication with yourself, right? It's like that self-talk in your head where I say, "Oh, I don't want to be involved with this meeting. This meeting makes me tired every month when I do this meeting and try and do this work with these people, but I show up and do it anyway." It's sort of like, why? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that to myself? And this vision boarding can really help you see, like, where am I trying to get? And like, are my days getting me there? Or am I spending a majority of my day just wasting my time? Sort of a big deal.
It
That's
is a really big deal.
Mhm.
And it's really fun to see what calls you and what comes through.
Mhm.
We're I think, especially for those of us that are busy in the taking care of other people. So I hadn't done one for actually many years. I have to be totally honest. And it sits there and it's like, I've got flowers on mine and it reminds me, I don't have cut flowers in my kitchen right now, but when I take the time to treat myself to flowers, it is such a nurturing gift for me. Like I love it so much. So why do I not? I need to. Um, there's just things, there's a bathtub and you know me and my healing baths. So it's it's just a really beautiful visual way to remind yourself about where you're going or what potentially can come. And I think it's a great way to learn
It is.
what's
You're surprised what comes up for you. Like, "Oh, I didn't know I had this in me, and this is some desire that I just ignore."
like. I put Machu Picchu on there, and if I sat and wrote my goals for the year, Machu Picchu wasn't on there. But when I saw it, I was so compelled, and I'm like, how have I never been to that place? Like, how have I never been there? And I'm so attracted to the energy there, and I want to be in South America more. Okay, so now that it's on there, I'm thinking about it more. And what's also fascinating is you put stuff on here and all of a sudden it starts to kind of happen on its own. Like
Absolutely.
I'm waiting for the call. I'm assuming I'm going to get a call from somebody to think about going to Machu Picchu or something, you know?
Yeah. So the one tool to get you back on task, get you focused again, let's get this done. It's, we're into our year. Let's get back to our original goals.
Sweet and short. That's all it needs to be, vision boarding. And if you have a family, doing this with your kids is so fun. They
Mhm.
love it. So you can do it over a series of days. It doesn't all have to be done at once. Just start collecting magazines. That's the one thing I have to say now with doing vision boards. It's kind of funny. It's
Right.
like magazines aren't really a thing. Remember way back in the day where we would get so many magazines and you could
That's true.
order things for free and all these magazines would come? Magazines are harder to come by now. So the move, if you know you're going to be doing a vision board at some point, start to like scan your surroundings for magazines, ask your friends,
That's
gather things. That was one of the harder challenges that didn't used to be with vision boards.
Mhm.
And just know that you could cut things out a few minutes a week and then take time to put them all on your board. It doesn't all have to be done at once. If it feels overwhelming for you to do a big thing like this at once, the process is just that you're scanning and looking at images, cutting out images.
Mhm.
I suppose too, if you're online, you could copy and paste images, print them, and or if you could probably also do this
You
online
can.
pretty easily on
Yeah, you
Pinterest,
can. There's
right?
a
Make
there's
a
a
word.
well, there's like an app for this actually. So if you have
I'm
you
assuming, yeah.
save
Okay,
if you save pictures online, you can put it all together right online. It's really cool actually. Have a good one, Hill.
bye.
Bye.